every harvest don't come into being until you have a prison break. It contains you. Oh, Jesus.
Ooh, Jesus.
That's a
book.
That's a book.
That's a book.
I'm waiting for your book.
Oh, Labasha. You got to break what contains you.
You got to
That's so
Until you
good.
break the containment, you must stay in confinement.
Oh.
Well, the chick can tell you that.
We don't need the music on. They're confused in the room. Amen. Amen. So you got to break what contains you. What you want to say about that, Prophetess Kelly?
That's the prophet just thinking. The chick can tell you that. See, the chick knows that he has to break that shell that contains him in order for him to move forward.
Exactly. You got to trick your way out of whatever confines you. And Jacob knew he was confined as the secondborn.
Oh,
he should be tricked into the firstborn.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, Prophet Underhill, are you okay down there? Because
Yes,
I know you're a Bible student. You've been in church most of your life, haven't you?
Pretty much, Master Prophet. You know, I was just thinking, is that possibly? Well, you know, this is all sort of twisted backwards a little bit, Master Prophet. So I'm thinking, is that possible? Why I got divorced?
Well, you tell me now. We don't want to break open your whole story here, but the compassionate trickster was in there in some place and in some level.
Amen.
Or you might have been finished with that experience on that plane. That was getting you ready for another experience. See, all of those things are just experiences, they're cycles. And see, we have to work with those experiences and know when they're finished. Now, let's look at Jacob here again. Go ahead, read that verse again, Prophet Kelly.
And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
You see that? Now let's just go here and see what some of these commentators would begin to say there in that particular verse. So, is he not rightly named Jacob? Literally, is it that one has called her name Jacob, being employed when the reason is unknown on the meaning of Jacob? For literally, he hath supplanted me. A paranomasia on the word Jacob. These 2 times are already twice being used adverbially in the sense of now. Read on, Prophet Kelly.
The precise import of Esau's exclamation has been rendered. Has he not been justly, rightly named supplanter from supplanting? Is it because he was named Jacob that he hath now twice supplanted me?
See, is it because he is named Jacob, like he is fulfilling the nature of his name? Okay, read on.
Has he received the name Jacob from the fact that he has twice outwitted me?
See, now that's Kyle and Delich saying that. See, has he received the name Jacob from the fact that he has twice outwitted me because of the name that was given? He operated in the nature of the name. And are we supposed to pray in the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and who else?
Jacob.
Which means the blessing does not materialize at the final. As you have the Abraham, the first dimension, Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, the second mention, Jacob, the finality. It is not final until you move into outwit, until you can outwit, until you can trick it out of spirit into matter. Okay? Okay. Go ahead, read on what some of the others are saying.
Is it, oh, Jesus. Shall he get the advantage of me because he was thus inadvertently named Jacob?
So, in other words, he was named to have an advantage. And some of you need to be renamed so your name will spell you're going to take the advantage. That's why some of you need to be on, your name need to be on my money tree. Read on.
Has in truth his name been called Jacob? All agree in bringing out that Esau designed to indicate a correspondence between Jacob's name and Jacob's practice. He took away my birthright. This was scarcely correct, since Esau voluntarily sold it. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. Neither was this exactly accurate, since the blessing did not originally belong to Esau. However, he may have imagined that it did.
See, the blessing, the prophecy was already given. But when you don't understand the story behind the story, it will look like someone is stealing something, but they were rightfully feeling something. Say with me, it's not stealing.
It's not stealing.
It's feeling.
It's feeling.
Okay, read on.
And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? The question indicates that Esau had no proper conception of the spiritual character of the blessing which his brother had obtained.
Okay. And so we begin to see here Jacob now steps into a whole new area. Now, let's go back here now, Prophetess Kelly, and look at now John the Conqueror, as we look at something in African folklore.
Zora Neale Hurston wrote of his adventures, High John the Conqueror, in her collection of folklore, The Sanctified Church. She also makes reference to the root in her famous book, Their Eyes Were Watching God.
Okay, so here we begin to see here, John the Conqueror was an African prince who was sold as a slave in the Americas. Despite his enslavement, his spirit was never broken. And he survived in folklore as a sort of trickster figure because of the tricks he played to evade his master. Now, that's the point I want to focus on. Many of you are not going to come into your success until you awaken the trickster in you. And only after you awaken the trickster in you will you start to see the breakthrough through you. Now, Jacob got the blessing because he awakened the trickster within him. He awakened the supplanter.
Yes.
He awakened that part of his being that decreed that he would be so. So this is where visualization comes in, because the theater of the mind is the place where I produce drama so I can get what I want. The stage of my imagination is the place where I act out the vision of the thing I want to be, the vision of the thing I want to do, the vision of the thing that I want to have. And the interesting thing about the subconscious mind, it knows no difference between fantasy or reality.
Wow.
See, just with some of you saying, my name is on the Master Prophet MoneyTree, will give you a sort of sense of entitlement when you walk in the universe.
Yes. Yes. That's so true.
Just think about that.
Yes.
Look at what it does in the psyche already. Just imagine, what would my life be if my name is in the Master Prophet's prayer room?